Hello again, music fans. I am back here for another artist spotlight video. I hadn't done one of those in a while. It's for the American power metal band, the Camelot, which as of recent years has become one of my favorite bands. And I am looking to get their entire discography. Now, normally I don't do an artist spotlight video if I have a less than five, but right now I got eight albums by Camelot, so I think it's about time. All right, so I still don't have everything, so I may do another video like a version 2.0 like I did with Blue Oyster Cult. Let's get started. The first one that I have, I do not have physically. I have it digitally, which is Eternity, which came out in '95. Right, I'm going to put the cover over here. And like I said, Camelot's American Power Metal came out in the '90s from Florida, from the state of Florida. Now, when you're thinking the '90s in Florida, you're thinking more along the lines of death metal, because there was a really strong death metal scene in that area in the '90s, right? But these guys really went against the grain, going with power metal. All right, so Eternity was their first album. They had a singer whose name was Mark Vanderbilt. Now, this singer, and he's an okay singer, but I think the vocals are what are the weak spot on this album. The compositions are pretty good, but the vocals, this guy, the singer was kind of like trying to imitate the Jeff Tate, and not doing a very good job of it. There's a lot of high pitched screeching almost, trying to get those high notes. So he was not a very trained singer. All right, and the second album, which I don't have. Now, these early albums, when the Camelot was in the label Noise Records, are a bit hard to get because they're out of print. And if you see them on eBay, they can go for high prices. I think the first one, Eternity, I saw it like about for $50 on eBay, which is way too much for a CD. Right. Well, anyway, the second one was Dominion. I don't have that one. Third one was Siege Perilous, continuing along the lines of power metal, just straight ahead power metal. And then the fourth, Legacy. I do not have any of those three, but I'm debating whether I should buy them digitally or if I just get a best of. There's a pretty good best of compilation called Where I Reign, the best of the noise years, which is you can get it in one CD or two CDs. Of course, the 2 CD one was better. It's got more songs. It's got compiles that era. Now let's get on with the ones I do have. Even though I don't have those, only the first one, Dominion, which I have. Eternity, which I have digitally. I do have this live album, which is the Expedition, which is a 1 CD live album, which kind of works like a greatest hits of that early era. All right, and this is a really, really good live album. The Expedition. Right here, we see the singer that they had in the middle period, which is Roy Khan, and this guy is an absolute powerhouse. I dare say he's probably my favorite power metal singer, and just like among my favorite singers in general, in metal in general. All right, here we have Thomas Youngblood, who was a founding member of the band, and he's to this day, I believe he's the only original member left. The Expedition. Let's go now with what is probably just a perfect power metal album. This is a Karma, right here from 2001. The Expedition was from 2000. All right. From the beginning to end, this is just catchy as hell. Great riffs, great melodies. If you were going to get into Camelot, I would probably suggest starting here. Karma. There's the band at the time. This is Roy Khan. Like I said, vocals are just incredible. Karma. And here we go with another, possibly 10 out of 10. This is a great album. This is the Black Halo. This is from 2005. Between Karma and this one, there was another one called Epica, which I don't have. All right, so this is the Black Halo. Again, a perfect album from start to finish. And in this album, the band starts to shift a little, from the straight ahead power metal into bringing more symphonic elements and really being much more ambitious with their music. Ambitious and achieving that goal, because like I said, this album is just absolutely amazing. That was the Black Halo, and then after that came a One Cold Winter's Night, which is a live CD, which I do not have. It came out on CD and DVD, but I really want that one. I have seen the DVD because somebody posted it on YouTube. Okay, now we go with the Ghost Opera here from 2007. And here it says Ghost Opera, The Second Coming, because this is the second issue of this particular CD. And this one is a 2 CD set, which includes a live set. Pretty cool. All right. I believe this is the original cover for the album, and this is the slipcase is for the Second Coming, the special edition one. And again, Ghost Opera, fantastic. Perhaps not as good as the Black Halo, but this one set the bar super high. This is still great, You could choose any one or the other. Ghost Opera. Now we go with, let's see, Poetry for the Poisoned. Pretty creepy cover right there, though pretty cool. And in this one, I believe, in my opinion, they really started to push those progressive metal tendencies, which would increase in later albums. All right, still keeping the power metal, still keeping elements of symphonic metal, and but adding a lot more stuff. I'd like to say a lot of people rag on power metal, because and sometimes for good reason. Number one, because they say it's incredibly cheesy, which I do agree with, and though Camelot does not get cheesy, believe me. And another very fair criticism of power metal is that it becomes generic and repetitive. All right, and that is true for many bands, not Camelot. These guys keep it fresh. Okay, Poetry for the Poisoned. This is the single CD version. There's a 2 CD version also, which includes the album and instrumental form. And I believe, there's a 2 CD version which includes a live album, just like a Ghost Opera did. All right, so if I can get that one, I'll get it, even if I have to repeat having 2 studio versions of this one. Poetry for the Poisoned. And now we go with Silverthorne. Okay. Again, great stuff here. More progressive, more symphonic, but still keeping that heaviness. All right. And in this album is the first album with their new singer, because this one was the last one with Roy Khan. And his voice had become such a signature element of the band. A lot of people were, just like when any band changes singers or a key member. And they're like, okay, what are you guys going to do now? Here it is Tommy Karevic are the vocals on this one. An excellent vocalist. Fits really, really well with the Camelot sound. He's similar enough to Roy Khan, but still has his own identity. All right, Silverthorne. This one, I believe, is a concept album, just as Ghost Opera and Black Halo were. Pretty cool cover. This is the one that also has a 2 CD version where there's an instrumental part. We now go with Haven here. Again, with that a new singer, but still keeping Thomas Youngblood on guitars, being the driving force of the band. All right. It's been said that Camelot hasn't has never put out a bad album, and I do agree with that. You know, some of them have been better than others, but they've never put out a bad album. So anyone that you get, you're going to get really good stuff. Haven. This is from 2015, and as of the making of this video, this is their latest studio album, which is The Shadow Theory. There we go. This one I do have in the special, the 2 CD version. It's got the normal studio album and also the same album in instrumental form. Okay. I forgot to mention that in one of the albums, which is this one, Alisa White-Gluss appears as a guest vocalist. She was then a member of the Agonist, though she is now, of course, with Arch Enemy. They have had guest vocalists on all of these recent albums, usually a female singer right there that'll help them out. Okay, so this is their latest, The Shadow Theory, from 2018. Right. If you've never heard of Camelot, or if you've just heard of a few things from them, I urge you to check them out. You know, give them a listen. Even if you're not into power metal, I think there's a lot of stuff right there for everybody. You know, there's some symphonic elements, there's some super heavy elements, there's some progressive elements, especially in the latter albums. All right. And like I said, I do want to get their entire discography if I can. All right, guys. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you very much for watching, and so long.